Hello and welcome to the news at 10 on NTA News 24, live from Abuja. I am Stella Inameti. The headlines. 80th United Nations General Assembly. Nigeria craves for rebirth in management of Africa's mineral resources. National Revenue Service presents progress report on federal revenue collections. Central Bank of Nigeria reduces monetary policy rate by 50 basis points. Ministry of Livestock Development records sizable development through public-private partnership approach. Thanks for joining us. We start from the United States of America, where President Bola Tinubu has called for a complete overhaul in the global financial architecture of Africa's mineral resources, saying it was time for its nations not only to finance its mineral sector, but assert their influence and power in the African products' global supply chains. Represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, the president made the call at the second Africa Mineral Strategy Group high-level roundtable on critical minerals development in Africa, held on the margins of the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
A meeting for the collective action to bring Africa's mineral economy to reality for the benefit of the continent, pledging Nigeria's commitment towards catalyzing a mineral-led renaissance under the Renewed Hope agenda to unlock Africa's mineral economic future.
We must take the bull by the horns in financing our future. Never again shall we wait for capital to trickle in. With sovereign funds, blended vehicles and innovation tools like the Africa Mineral Token, Africa shall finance Africa. To safeguard this sovereignty, we must get our cobalt, lithium, graphite, gold, and rare earths, not as fragmented states, but as one continental bloc, wielding collective power in global supply chains.
He commended Nigeria's Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, who chairs the event, and the Secretary General, Moses Michael of Uganda, for guiding Africa towards a path of productivity and pride.
There are many opportunities for increased cooperation between the EU and Africa, especially as we engage with our private sector to bring sustainable investments on the ground.
There is a sense of insecurity in our world where countries are rearming. What will fuel? What are the components needed for this production? They are the minerals that Africa has. The strategic nature of this mineral is so explosive in terms of what the world needs, that Africa needs to be careful in terms of how it positions to make the most of these resources for its people.
Dele Alake called for cohesion amongst African nations, saying with determined and focused partnership in the mineral sector, Africa will harness in all ramifications the total benefit of a sustained and harmonized mineral sector. Meanwhile, Vice President Kashim Shettima also held a roundtable hosted by the Business Council for International Understanding in partnership with the Flour Mills of Nigeria and other conglomerates, urging investors to come to Nigeria as there had never been a time like now to invest, given the enabling environment and the ease of doing business. Similarly, on the side events of the UNGA 80th session, Vice President Kashim Shettima held a bilateral meeting with the Chancellor of the Republic of Austria, Christian Stocker, at the UN headquarters in New York where both countries agreed to forge new ties and explore new ways of deepening their relationships. From New York, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
And back in Nigeria, with various economic reforms of the current administration already yielding positive results, Nigerians are now to expect fiscal sustainability, which would ensure greater prosperity for the country. Executive Chairman of the National Revenue Service gave a progress report on federal revenue collection at briefing organized by the presidential media team. State House correspondent Musbah Dan Wahab reports.
Today I'm standing before you, I can brag. The economy is stabilized. We have met our target of revenue for the whole year. We met it in August. I've reviewed this morning.
The Chief Accounting Officer of the nation gaily reported progress in the non-oil revenue target for the year. The report expectedly has elicited mixed reactions of commendations and questions, and some Nigerians have been asking how possible the helmsman of the national revenue has the answers to what it was, what it is, and where Nigeria is headed. The comparative analysis is on the first year of the current administration and 2 years after.
As at the time, the budget deficit is so high. We have over 30 trillion in ways and means, which is just printing money without corresponding production or economic activity to actually back it, which actually led to what we eventually have, which you call devaluation. This is what's on ground.
The Revenue Service Boss credited the Tinubu's administration's reforms, which he said have successfully reversed the hitherto negative trade balance, multiple exchange rates, subsidy payments, high interest rates, and weak policy coordination.
Today, tax to GDP is around 13.5%. When you have our reserves now, we can actually import for the next 9 months without exhausting our reserve, compared to the situation we had as at that time, that actually the net, if you put our reserve, is negative.
He believes with various government efforts at increasing job opportunities and purchasing power of Nigerians, ongoing infrastructure development across the country, as well as the tax law slated for implementation as from January next year, Nigeria's non-oil sector will continue to enhance the economic growth of the country.
The only thing that tests the resilience or sustainability of any nation is the extent of your diversification. How much can you actually generate from what you do that are within your control. We have 150 billion from non-oil in May 2023. From non-oil in September 2025, we have 1 trillion. And that is the effect of people believing and trusting in your system. People believing and trusting that your economy plan is in the right direction.
And the reason is that the revenue drive has increased, and we expect that in the new year, things will even get much, much better.
With the reforms forming a new foundation upon which the economy is being built, the head of the National Revenue Service believes the economic fundamentals have been reset for a sustainable positive trajectory henceforth. From the State House, Musbah Dan Wahab, NTA News.
In another development, the Central Bank of Nigeria has reduced the monetary policy rate by 50 basis points to 27%, down from 27.5%, with a renewed pledge that its ultimate goal is to drive inflation back to single digits. Musa Abubakar reports.
For months, Nigerians have asked a simple question: when will prices stop rising? Now the central bank says it has reason to be optimistic. The Monetary Policy Committee has cut the benchmark interest rate by 50 basis points from 27.5 to 27%. Its decision built on 5 straight months of disinflation and a forecast that inflation will keep slowing through 2025.
We are seeing consecutive disinflation. We are pleased Okay, this is the 5th time consecutive. Our goal is for single-digit inflation. That's our goal. Okay, and that is something that we are very resolute on, and we will not stop until we get there.
The committee also noted a calmer foreign exchange market and revealed that 14 banks have already met the recapitalization requirement, strengthening the backbone of the financial system.
We are building the resilience, we're building the buffers, we're looking at the situation, and we are reacting where we have to react, and at the time we need to do so.
For the bank, these are technical moves, but for ordinary Nigerians, the impact is deeply personal. Cheaper credit for entrepreneurs, calmer exchange rates for importers, and in time, affordable food prices in the markets. The central bank insists its vision is bold, data-driven, people-centered, and future-focused. For millions of Nigerians, the hope is that today's numbers will become tomorrow's reality. In Abuja, I am Musa Abubakar, NTA News.
To agriculture, the federal government is committed to ensuring Nigeria's agricultural products meet international standards and accepted in the global commodity markets. To support this goal, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture has established a mini rice paddy laboratory for grading produce for both local and international markets. Musa Ababa reports.
Though it may seem modest, the mini lab will have a significant impact on Nigeria's agricultural production. The facility is equipped to grade rice paddy, measure moisture content, and assess quality.
This one peels the paddy.
The laboratory located in Fadama House was established by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security with support from the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA.
Having this laboratory in place, it affords us the opportunity to actually grade our paddy according to the standards that have been laid down. The right moisture content, the right size, the right quality, like in the shockiness. So everything will be done here. And of course now, if we use this very, very well, we will be able to have rice that can compete adequately with rice that is coming from Thailand, coming from Japan, coming from US. Now we can actually meet up with the standard.
The Director of Agribusiness and Marketing at the Ministry of Agriculture stated that the lab is accessible to all rice farmers and millers across the country.
The establishment of this facility demonstrates the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security's commitment to strengthening the rice value chain, empowering farmers, and ensuring that Nigerian agricultural produce meets both domestic and international market standards.
Key stakeholders in the rice production value chain and various associations have praised the initiative, noting that it will enable Nigeria to penetrate international markets without obstacles. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Nigeria's livestock industry is fast gaining tracks through public-private partnerships with resilience and climate-smart industry to compete favorably with global livestock giants. Minister of Livestock Development Idi Mukhtar Mena stated this at the 2025 National Livestock Transformation Dialogue. Yusuf Jika reports.
Federal government livestock transformation initiatives are reasons for this assemblage of experts to deepen partnerships that align with national development priorities. The intervention, which is private sector driven, is aimed at equipping workforce with transformative tools to face the challenges bedeviling the sector's growth.
A country with this potential needs to use this potential, not stay in the potential forever.
We are doing things that are not common or are not in line with the international standard, of which we can, as a nation, this is the right time, we have to do the right thing.
Minister of Livestock Development Idi Mukhtar Mena said the current transformation agenda being experienced in the sector is powered by climate-smart approach.
Imagine meat produced in a climate-smart grazing reserve in Kau, processed in a world-class abattoir in Abuja, and appearing on supermarket shelves in Lagos, Accra, Johannesburg, and London. This is the ecosystem we are building.
Some of our farmers have already invested in improved herds, but despite their efforts, this result remains underwhelming.
High point of the dialogue was the unveiling of Abis Academy, established to facilitate transfer of knowledge in Nigeria's livestock industry. In Abuja, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. More stories when we return.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
Welcome back and thanks for staying. In keeping with her pledge to dedicate her 65th birthday celebration to the completion of the National Library, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has announced a sum of 20.5 billion naira raised for the project under the Oluremi at 65 Education Trust Fund. She made the announcement during a luncheon with members of the State House Press Corps at the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa. State House correspondent Adeni Itaiwo reports.
I wish to appeal to those who would like to send a birthday card, cakes, flowers.
Many Nigerians were surprised to see this announcement by the First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, leveraging her goodwill to enlist their support towards the completion of the National Library. A luncheon with members of the State House Press Corps is a good place as any to provide Nigerians with an update and pat them on the back for their generosity.
So we have 20,456,188,924.93 kobo, and it's still growing. Trust me. It is still growing.
But it all started with a question.
What could assist the post-war building process in Liberia? What is wrong in drawing to some of the areas of need in our beloved nation?
She fired the first shot, directly hitting at some misconceptions and suggestions of political undertone surrounding our effort to rally Nigerians towards contributing to the completion of the library.
But this is just a love project. So their budget is over 100 billion. I don't want to speak on their behalf. My projection is we can build in the next 2 years. And Nigerians, we can raise the money.
With thanks, she reeled out a long list of Nigerians who have contributed to the fund while urging others to join the cause.
If we take our baby steps in well-doing, before long, things will begin to shape up for our beloved nation. We all have to rise up, play a
corporate sector. It's a project for all of us. Someone beats the drum of benevolence. It will be a crime not to dance the dance of gratitude. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
From the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
The federal government is reiterating support to the creative media skills sector in Nigeria to harness its potential and develop it as a global standard human capital training hub. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, gave this assurance while receiving the Executive Secretary, National Board for Technical Education, Professor Idris Bugaji, and the management on a courtesy visit. Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara reports.
National Board for Technical Education is one of the critical federal government institutions with the mandate to ensure the implementation of the nation's technical education policies. This collaboration is to strengthen the successes and seek the support of stakeholders in ensuring the effectiveness of the established creative media skills.
After the 70s, people neglected technical education, vocational education. We concentrated on paper qualification, and paper qualification is not taking us anywhere. The writing is very clear on the wall. Nigeria and across the world, everyone is refocusing on skills. That's why the motto of the MBT Honorable is skills, not degrees.
Our goal is to work with the agencies under your esteemed ministry to fully embrace and operationalize the National Skills Qualification Framework.
The minister assured that the administration has demonstrated political will for a positive turnaround of the nation's education sector.
I do hope that the MBT is going to collaborate more with NELFON to ensure that it's not just degree or diploma awarding institutions that benefit from this NELFON program, so that the creative sector that you are also coordinating is also able to hook up to really join this. I think you need to have a better collaboration with the NELFON to ensure that more and more of our young men and women are able to go to school. Thank you.
Tonight, we're gonna make this a night to remember.
That is Geoffrey Daniels, founder of Shalama, the 1970s American R&B group, a cousin and teacher to late musical icon Michael Jackson. He was a guest of the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris.
Even when I'm not dancing, my body is popping.
It helped to enlighten Nigerians about what the band, the Shalama band, stood for, what it still intends to do, so that the younger ones would benefit from your experience, from all that you have done. It's really surprising to see that you are already 70 years old.
The 70-year-old entertainment guru says his prophecy about Nigeria's entertainment prospects is already on display around the world.
I would like to be more involved if I can, if they will allow me to, because, you know, they have their own thing. They're vernacular. They put their native language in the songs now. They got their beats in that. So if there's anything I can contribute, I would love to do collaborations.
This visit is ahead of his upcoming Shalama show sometime in October 2025 as part of activities to celebrate Nigeria's 65th independence in Abuja. Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
It's time for another break. We'll be back with more reports. Stay with us.
Let's have credible elections at the local government so that these credible people can manage the funds of local government properly.
There are a lot of respected traditional rulers in the state who can say, look, enough of this thing. Mr. Governor, welcome. Thank you for coming. When you win, what will you do?
I was the first woman that mobilized women within the local government to form the National Council of Women Society by creating awareness in women that they must serve, they must be part of what is happening within their community.
If you stop expenditure on infrastructure, how do you now attract investments?
The state governors, the presidency, that the federal government and the local government are all waiting for revenue from crude oil.
Every state has something peculiar. So the emphasis now, if your local government has something peculiar to that particular local government, the emphasis should be keep producing that particular product.
We need to do three things.
prevent the ability of the terrorist groups to generate funding, their ability to recruit, and then their ability to access weapons.
The traditional ruler gives me a title. I sit in the front row in the church, or if I'm going to mosque and I'm calling people are passing in God's own house. What am I doing? I'm mentoring a new generation who think that the only way to be taken seriously is to be seen to have a lot of money.
Good Morning Nigeria, live every weekday between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. on the network service of the NTA.
Thanks for staying. The Federal Road Safety Corps has renewed its call for the establishment of world-class trauma centers across Nigeria to enhance rapid evacuation and treatment of road traffic crash victims. This was disclosed at a press briefing ahead of the International Road Crash Victims Africa Conference at the FRSC headquarters in Abuja. Oyeyemi Ajayi reports.
Experts believe that properly equipped trauma centers could significantly reduce fatalities through prompt response and coordinated care. A tragic example, often cited, is the death of the son of the president of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongba-Benson, who was knocked down by a hit-and-run driver in Jos. His mobile phone and other belongings were stolen, while passers-by reportedly watched him bleed to death. A stark reminder of the urgent need for effective emergency system.
In my confusion, in my pains, I wondered where to go to. We wondered what to do. Then road safety came to our minds. Fortunately, we had a road safety commission. So I ran to road safety commission. What can I do? This is what I've decided to do. I don't want my son's death to just be like that. That's why as he was being lowered down into the grave, I said, you know, we have to do something.
Road traffic crashes remain a leading cause of death globally, claiming about 1.2 million lives each year. In Africa and Nigeria, specifically, more than 5,000 deaths and 31,000 injuries are recorded annually, many of which could have been prevented with faster intervention at crash scenes.
I want to assure you that it's a function of funds. There are trauma centers that build and take care of thousands of kilometers using helicopters and with the helipad. So anywhere that a crash occur or any emergency occur, the helicopter will move, pick the victim and bring the victim to that trauma center. We are looking towards that kind of trauma center. But as of today, we are looking forward to have a first-class, world-class trauma center in this country.
The FRSC Corps Marshal also announced the forthcoming first-ever International Road Crash Victims Africa Conference, scheduled for the 15th and 16th of November 2025. The event aims to strengthen safety culture across Africa and align Nigeria's road safety response with international best practice. Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
World Bank Co-Task Team Leader for CRESL has lauded Nigeria for its strong commitment to delivering on the mandate of the Agro-Climatic Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscape Project. She gave the remarks while assessing progress made by frontline states at their CRESL Marketplace event held in Abuja.
Certification are now recording improved livelihoods.
I can proudly do apple on my own, Gary on my own, and sell and have my own personal money.
We are living in a Goli area. When it's raining, our lives is at stake. But with the intervention of AgriSAN, we are at ease. The Goli has been the erosion has been controlled.
This marketplace, though not a conventional one, was created to showcase various interventions and the transformation of lives through the federal government's Agro-Climatic Resilience in Semi-Arid Landscapes Projects AgriSAN, supported by the World Bank in the area of land restoration, community revolving.
I've just been told that we are able now to establish better contact with Oyeyemi Ajayi. Hello, Oyeyemi.
All right, now talking about the cause of the time and the event venue here, the Corps Marshal is actually talking about some of the things that the Special Marshal have been actually doing, talking about how effective they have been in enhancing the work and activities of the regular Marshal. Now, in talking about these Special Marshals and also volunteerism, how would you advise Nigerians in joining in terms of volunteerism, helping the regular arms or the regular organizations?
Well, the scheme is developed to let the public, let the citizens that road safety is a shared responsibility, that everybody can be involved. And that's why I bring the public, the citizens as volunteers, to be with us so that citizens will now know that everybody should be on board to reduce road safety in this country.
All right, thank you very much, Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed. And that's it from the Corps Marshal here. I don't know if Stella has any other question to ask.
Okay, that will be it for now. We expect a package from you as the event unfolds. Thank you. Moving on, Nigeria's nutrition responsive budgeting, financing and accountability has been described as a model that is commendable with great potential that can be easily replicated by other countries. This came to the fore during the technical session of Senegal exchange visit to share Nigeria's nutritious responsive budgeting. Ibrahim Bello Gunda reports.
The technical section took a dive into Nigeria's nutrition responsive budget system with presentation on nutrition responsive public financial management system framework, mandate and budget tagging. Others are the national nutrition budget tagging process, role of budget office support in tagging implementation, role of the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation through tagging implementation, tracking and accountability, among others.
We've been able to create a system of transparency, accountability in the funding, in the available fund, and on how we utilize the fund.
We have showed them how we tag our budgets, the acronyms we use, and the importance. The whole importance is to make the nutrition budget visible so that they can be easily tracked.
We think that all the processes we have seen here will be implemented when we will be back in Senegal. But because everything is organized, even in Ministry of Budget and other services, things are very clear for us.
The Senegalese delegation were also at the Budget Office of the Federation and Office of the Accountant General of the Federation to get first-hand information of its activities. In Abuja, Ibrahim Bello Gunda, NTA News.
With Nigeria still heavily dependent on oil revenue, workers in the oil and gas industry are urging the government to retain its stakes in joint ventures between the Nigerian National Petroleum Company and international oil firms. They say this is crucial to sustaining the country's major source of earnings. Joseph Otsen reports that the workers made their position known at a press conference in Abuja while reviewing issues around the proposed amendment to the Petroleum Industry Act.
These are members of Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, NUPENG, and the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASSN, unions that represent the backbone of Nigeria's crude oil exploration and production, the country's major source of earnings. But they are worried. Some stakeholders are proposing that government should cut down its stake in joint venture operations and reinvest elsewhere.
If these assets were sold, where would our country, Nigeria, be able to generate tax from and get dividend from to be able to manage our budget? It has a way of making NNPC become bankrupt in the next few years down the line. Because there are obligations that they must meet. There are obligations that, and the chief of this obligation is payment of staff salary and the welfare of our members.
Come to talk of PIA. When did the PIA even came to be? The investors are coming to even understand the PIA and how they can also invest. When laws are not consistent, when they are not allowed to play out, then it creates a lot of doubts. It's too early for any amendment.
The unions insist that at a time when crude oil production is picking up, the focus should be on boosting output from current 1.7 million barrels per day to about 3 million in the next 2 to 3 years. In Abuja, Joseph Otsen, NTA News.
From the big hot state, the federal government has launched a verification process for disputed and newly drilled crude oil and gas fields in the Niger Delta region. Chairman of Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, Dr. Mohammed Bello Shehu, states that the initiative aims to ensure that oil-producing states receive their fair share of resources. Chinyere Okoli reports.
The verification exercise will cover states such as Delta, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Ondo, Edo, and Anambra, focusing on accurate identification of oil and gas fields to facilitate fair revenue allocation. Addressing newsmen in Asaba, Dr. Mohammed Shehu, chairman of the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, said the exercise aligns with the law, citing paragraph 32A, part 1 of the third schedule of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. He noted that the exercise was prompted by petitions from governors of Anambra, Delta, Imo, Edo, Ondo, and Rivers seeking to establish rightful ownership and territorial boundaries of specific crude oil and gas assets.
The decision reflects our unwavering commitment to support the Commission in obtaining precise location for those assets, ensuring that 13% derivation fund is equally disbursed to the rightful beneficiary states among the oil-producing states.
The assignment will be carried out via an interagency technical committee comprising RMAFC, representatives of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, the Office of the Surveyor General of the Federation, and the General Boundary Commission. He also hinted that the verification exercise will rely on geospatial data provided by NUPRC, which would be validated and plotted, while the Surveyors General of the affected state would observe the entire process. According to him, the goal is to ensure fair and transparent allocation of oil revenue grounded in accurate data, addressing long-standing disputes over the location and rightful ownership of these vital energy assets. In Asaba, I'm Chinyere Okoli, NTA News.
Kogi State Government has embarked on inspection of projects in Kogi West Central District, reaffirming its commitment to timely completion of all projects across the state. Ajibola Christopher reports that the State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Fanwo, and that of Ministry of Works, Mohammed Avohi Yusuf, led journalists round ongoing projects.
The team first visited Mopamuro local government area to inspect a 10-kilometer road including culvert and drainages in Ileteju, linking other communities. They emphasized the administration's determination to improve road networks in the state to ease transportation of goods and services.
We have laid an asphalt that covers a distance of 4 kilometers out of this 10 kilometers. I'm assuring you that all the earth moving or earth walking has been done.
People are now feeling the impact of good governance.
Had it made this road and this bridge was not constructed before now, this house might have been gone by now.
Mopa community had never witnessed such a development.
At the Ileteju Primary Health Care Center, the Commissioner for Information, Kingsley Fanwo, says,
if you come here with malaria before, you may live with typhoid. But now, it is a situation where we have improved the infrastructure.
Before, our health facility was dilapidated, the roof was leaking, everywhere dirty.
In Kababunu local government area, the team inspect the completed Akrisal Gully Erosion Control Project.
Before now, during rainy season, there is no year that the flood will not affect our people.
It also inspected Kogi State University project, where the Vice Chancellor of the institution commends Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo for prioritizing educational development geared towards improving academic excellence in the state.
The kind of commitment we are seeing from government, we are excited because of the truth. You have a government that is showing true commitment and devotion to the university.
The tour is to highlight the achievements of the present administration under the leadership of Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo in transforming infrastructural development and the livelihood of the citizens. Ajibola Christopher, NTA News.
To the center of commerce now. after containing 2 cases of monkeypox in August. The Kano State Center for Disease Control is stepping up surveillance and preparedness. Hadiza Mohammed reports that to boost public awareness and ensure accurate reporting, the agency is engaging journalists on key health threats from monkeypox and Lassa fever to rabies.
Monkeypox is a viral illness caused by the monkeypox virus, which can spread from person to person through close contact or contaminated objects. Kano State recorded 2 cases, one in Kano Municipal and another in Ungogo local government area, though both patients have since been treated and discharged. As part of its mandate, the center brought together health experts, media practitioners, and its officials to deliberate on monkeypox, Lassa fever, and even rabies. The aim is to disseminate accurate, timely, and factual information that supports public health interventions.
In times where you have a case or an imminent case, then you go into what we call the alert mode. And then from the alert mode, you now go to the response. So for all these diseases, because we don't have them in Nigeria, we are at the watch mode. And it simply means our teams are ready.
Stakeholders say that while the risk of spread remains, timely reporting, public enlightenment, and community sensitization can significantly reduce the impact of outbreaks. They urge journalists to ensure accuracy in their reporting and help counter misinformation, emphasizing that preventive measures are key to protecting lives and curbing the spread. In Kano, Hadiza Mohammed, NTA News.
In a stirring celebration of unity and non-violence, the IFP World Family Initiative teamed up with United Nations Nigeria to host a landmark event at the UN House in Abuja. It was here that they unveiled the Global Advocates of Peace Flag Initiative, marking the 2025 International Day of Peace under the theme Action for Peace. The gathering drew dignitaries, peace advocates, and students, all eager to champion the cause of global harmony. Thomas Ubetere reports.
One of the most memorable moments of the day was the creative sip and paint for peace. Students from selected schools across the FCT were invited to express what peace means to them on canvas. Each painting told a personal story of hope, tolerance, and unity, echoing the voices of a younger generation in a world longing for healing and reconciliation.
What peace means to me is environment without war or trouble.
Development of a country will be faster when you have peace.
The event boasts with color, conversation, and creativity, reinforcing the idea that peace begins with awareness and action, especially among young people. Addressing the crowd, Hadisa Ibiyengi Alaputa, convener of the Global Advocates of Peace Flag Initiatives and president of IFB World, passionately highlighted the importance of nurturing peace from the home. Her words resonated deeply, shining a spotlight on the vital role families play in shaping peaceful societies.
We should let them know about the importance of peace within the family before you get to your school, and then you get to your neighborhood, you get to the community, you get to the nation, and also the world.
In the school context, and they grow up with this awareness, will definitely contribute to consolidating peace.
Unveiling the peace flag, the global peace flag, starting from the UN House, and it's going to go around over 10,000 communities.
As the peace flag was officially unveiled, it became a living emblem of peaceful coexistence among nations, a reminder that peace is not just an ideal, but a shared responsibility. The event ended with renewed commitment from stakeholders to keep advancing peace through education, dialogue, and grassroots actions. In Abuja, Thomas Ubetere, NTA News.
This is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Here is a recap of our top stories. 80th United Nations General Assembly. Nigeria craves for rebirth in management of Africa's mineral resources. National Revenue Service presents progress report on federal revenue collections. Central Bank of Nigeria reduces monetary policy rate by 50 basis points. Ministry of Livestock Development records sizable development through public-private partnership approach.
This is NTA News 24.
The Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, in collaboration with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, has launched a youth-focused campaign to combat drug abuse through school sports. Speaking at an inter-secondary school sports competition held in Abuja, NDLEA Chairman and Chief Executive Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, emphasized the importance of early intervention, noting that preventing addiction begins with awareness and community involvement. Olusheye Adiagbo reports.
Also, the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association, DPOA, in collaboration with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, is leveraging the power of sports to combat drug abuse and trafficking among youths. The DPOA Inter-House Schools Competition, a multi-week initiative themed Live Free, Stay Clean, involved 9 secondary schools located within military and police barracks in Abuja. Both the NDLEA chairman and the president of the DPOA emphasized that drug abuse not only destroys individual ambition and potential, but also robs young people of the bright futures they deserve.
It is never too early to begin sensitizing our children to the dangers of illicit substances. We continue to appeal to parents to acquire drug test kits at home so that families will be able to test their own children themselves at home.
By engaging in sports, students develop essential life skills like teamwork, leadership, and communication. As we empower students through sports, we must also educate them about the dangers of substance abuse.
Alongside the athletic contest, the program will also feature awareness campaigns aimed at educating students on the danger of drug use and the importance of making healthy life choices. Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
We'll now join our sports desk for an update.
Galatasaray head coach Okan Buruk expects Victor Osimhen to be fit for his side's Turkish Super League clash with Alanyaspor on Friday. Osimhen has missed Galatasaray's last 3 games across all competitions due to injury. The 26-year-old copped the injury on international duty with Nigeria. The powerful striker trained with his teammates on the eve of Monday's league clash with Konyaspor, but was not included in the matchday squad. Buruk is upbeat the striker will be ready for the clash with Alanyaspor and next week's UEFA Champions League home clash with Liverpool. Meanwhile, Super Eagles striker Tolu Arokodare scored his first goal for Wolverhampton Wanderers in their 2-0 win against Everton in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup on Tuesday night. Arokodare, who came on in the 68th minute, doubled Wolves' lead in the 88th minute.
João Gomez gets the penalty corner, on for Tolu. Tolu into the penalty area, shoots the keeper. What a nonchalant finish! Tolu gets his first in gold.
At Craven Cottage, Samuel Chukwueze made his debut for Fulham in their 1-0 win against lower division side Cambridge United. Chukwueze replaced Adama Traore on the hour mark in the game, which saw Calvin Bassey benched and Alex Iwobi not included in the matchday squad.
Bilateral trade between Saudi Arabia and Nigeria has now surpassed $600 million dollars, I beg your pardon, highlighting the deepening economic ties between the two nations. This was stated during the 95th National Day celebration of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, held at the Grand Diplomatic Reception at the Royal Embassy in Abuja. Suleiman Abdul Wahab reports.
A convergence of public figures, including Nigerian officials, foreign ambassadors, and business leaders. The aim to commemorate the National Day of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
The relations between Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Federal Republic of Nigeria have witnessed remarkable growth in various fields, including trade, education, combating drugs, trafficking, and energy. Our bilateral trade has exceeded $600 million.
We witnessed two remarkable acts of compassion and partnership that have touched the hearts of millions of Nigerians. First, the successful separation of Sajid, our conjoined twins, Hassana and Husseina from Kano State, carried out at the King Abdulaziz Specialist Children's Hospital. Secondly, Nigeria expresses deep appreciation to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for its collaboration in securing the release of 3 of our citizens, 2 women and 1 man, who were unjustly detained in Jeddah over allegations of drug trafficking.
The Chargé d'Affaires, Saad Fahad Al-Mari, commemorated the day as a celebration of Saudi unification and highlighted the ongoing reforms under Vision 2030.
Nigeria is a developing country. We need to have a close relationship with a place like Saudi Arabia. God has given them all sorts of things they require in this world, so we're in a partnership with them. It's very important.
For us, a framework for cooperation in customs matters. Cooperations particularly in the areas of data exchange and data analytics, because we've seen that Saudi Arabian customs has really advanced in the use of data analysis in making intelligence.
Great gathering gives us the opportunity to strengthen our relationship and bond with the kingdom, and also to show brotherliness and camaraderie with them.
Nigerian officials praised Saudi Arabia's support in health initiatives and customs reforms, with the foreign ministry highlighting joint medical programs. The 95th anniversary day celebration of Saudi Arabia in Abuja marked a significant milestone, reinforcing the strong and growing ties between the two countries. In Abuja, Suleiman Tabu Abdul Wahab, NTA News.
And that concludes the news at 10 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Stella Inameti.